It's the 2K Sports pregame show, sponsored by Kia.
Hello and thanks for joining us on Martin Luther King Jr. Day. Ernie Johnson here alongside Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith as we get ready for this very special broadcast of the NBA. The action tonight will be happening out in Phoenix, where the Suns will be going up against the Utah Jazz. And for Utah, more than solid play for them of late. 7 wins in their last 10 outings, making their mark and playing well. And Shaq, we're coming up to the halfway point of the season. Some teams finally getting into a groove after a somewhat shaky start.
Yeah, every year is different. Sometimes it takes a little longer to figure out. But what's most important is you get hot at the right time.
Oh, that's right. I agree with that. And you have to have a lot of experience on your team. And those guys know how to pace themselves. And you can just kind of relax. Quality veterans won't allow the season to be a sprint. It's a marathon.
Tip-off coming up shortly. It's time to send it to Kevin Harlan for the call.
Welcome to the NBA here on 2K Sports, a special Martin Luther King Day edition. This is Kevin Harlan, joined by Greg Anthony, Steve Smith, and on the sideline, David Aldridge. The Suns fans are making some noise here in Phoenix. You look at the Jazz, winning their last 3 games. They'd like to make that 4 in a row here tonight.
You know, the way they played prior to the All-Star break, they probably don't want to see it come. I mean, they want that momentum to continue. So interesting to see, can they carry the good vibes, the momentum prior to the break into the season after the All-Star break? That's always a question mark, and we'll just have to wait and see how it plays out.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's check out who's on the floor, courtesy of Gatorade. So on the floor for Utah, Hill pairs up with Hood in the backcourt. Hayward and Favors holding down those forward spots, and it's Gobert in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. With the shot, and it's off the back rim, no good. Phoenix on defense. Last time they met was in Salt Lake City, Utah, where they fell to the Jazz.
Yeah, and their last time playing against this club, they fell short
a lot of cheap fouls really plagued their starting unit.
Hopefully they exercise better caution in this game and avoid cheap fouls that could get them in trouble again.
And arguably the league's best rim protector, Rudy Gobert, 7'2", wingspan of 7'9". Steve, that's not bad. Great tools for the trade.
Yeah, on his toes, he can touch the rim, and he moves well for his size. He gets off the floor and a quick second jumper. He has work to do to get stronger, but he's only getting more and more intimidated when he keeps playing.
A free throw drops for Gobert.
The Frenchman, Rudy Gobert, really making an immediate impact with his rebounding and his shot blocking ability.
So he picks up just one from the line that time.
Rudy Gobert, such a great find for the Utah Jazz, a force of nature defensively. Go gadget arms is developing a shot also around the rim.
I tell you what, it's almost like stealing to watch how he plays the game from this seat.
Bledsoe against Hill. Passes to Chris. Chandler with the screen on Hill. For three, Bledsoe. And again, it's the Suns missing. And Gobert may be the most impactful player of the 2013 draft class. Steve, he was taken 27th. How in the world did he slip that far?
Well, in workouts, you really can't see his value, but put him out on the floor with his length and size and the impact he has defensively, you can't simulate that in workouts. You have to see him play in games.
The shot's good.
Oh, that is just weak defense there. I'm pretty sure that was not the plan to give him those kind of baskets at the hoop.
It's something they better correct quickly because he'll start running wild if they don't defend him any tougher than that.
And there's the whistle, fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line. Steve, when you reach this midway point of the season, are teams looking forward to the All-Star break as a chance to get some rest?
I think so, Kevin, but there are some teams that are steamrolling right into the All-Star break. They're playing well. You want to keep playing, but I think every team needs some rest, and what I love now is there's longer breaks in the All-Star break, giving the guys a few more extra days.
And Gobert drops them both. The Suns have gone just 1 of 4 to get this game started. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
Bledsoe passes to Chris. Warren kicks to Booker. Bledsoe outside. Shot clock at 5. Not enough on that one as it misses.
They just can't seem to get everyone on the same page offensively. 1 of 5 to start.
And so he draws the foul on the shot on trip to the line to shoot 2.
Well, Derek Favors entered this league as a one-and-done out of Georgia Tech. Still pretty raw, but the growth offensively has been impressive. He's added some post moves and a nice mid-range jumper.
And when Favors came into the league, Steve, he said the coaches told him to work on his post game. Now it's all screen roll.
Well, the league has changed. The big guy's got to play out of space, and he does a nice job of transforming from a guy that played down in the paint to a guy that's comfortable off pick and roll play.
And the Suns making a change here. Tucker's checked in. That one is no good. And year after year, Derek Favors making steady improvements, Steve, and he's still entering his prime.
Well, he came in as a rebounder and a defender, but now is back to the basket game. He's comfortable. And now his face-up jump shot. But what I love is one dribble to the rim and he can finish. Offensive game has definitely improved at all levels.
Now here's Hayward. 23 points for him the last game against Orlando.
And also give him credit for his ability to pass the basketball. He was always looking for the open man.
And Booker kicks to Bledsoe. And we're approaching about 3.5 minutes played in the first quarter. And just watching Devin Booker out there, he looks so complete as a shooting guard already. You can see why this team, this Phoenix team, is so excited about his prospects going forward.
Yeah, I mean, and Booker is just a complete package, and with a lot of room to grow his game. I mean, a great shooter from mid-range and beyond the arc, and he's shown that he can be creative in finding ways to put points on the board.
First free throw is good. Both free throws good from Booker.
When you face the Utah Jazz, the one thing you know, they have a big front line. They're an elite rebounding team, especially at the offensive end. When you face them, you got to have a team effort on the glass.
Now here is Hill. 14 points from him the last game against Orlando. Favors sets the pick for Hill. First shot, first basket. He's out of the blocks fast.
Yeah, 3 for 4 now. I like the pace for them on offense.
And with more and more teams, Smitty, looking to space the floor, do you think the Jazz can be successful playing big with Favors and Gobert in the middle?
I think on the defensive end, it's fantastic. Both are athletic. Both can move their feet. It's the offensive end is a challenge. Favors has improved his mid-range jumper, but he's not yet a three-point marksman. And Gobert, he's getting better.
And here is Hill. After Devin Booker getting his shot to go from deep, Favors sets the pick for Hill. Hayward outside, wide open look, buries the jump shot. Hayward's got 5 now.
Nice dime to the open man. George Hill, more of a combo guard, making things happen right there.
Booker outside. Back to Bledsoe. Hits the target from 18 feet. Jazz leading by 4. Hood kicks to Favors. Dishes to Hayward. To the paint. Gobert the pass to Favors. They grab their own miss. Goes up again. Chandler with the block. Now Tucker. He hasn't scored yet. That I'm sure will change. To the wing right side. Off the mark there with the three-point shot.
And already they've staked out a noticeable advantage in terms of aggression and controlling the backcourt.
Bledsoe with it. He's picked up by Hill, and the ball goes out of bounds. Nice touch by Hood. Just a moment to look back at how things were last season for this team as we look at the shot breakdown for the Suns.
And they love to spread the floor with shooting. A lot of three-point attempts, and that's been the league-wide direction, and this group has been no exception.
On defense, the Jazz. They lead by 4, and Derek Favors picks up the foul. That is his first foul of the game.
Terrific team chemistry on display. Everyone communicated well, and as a result, they got a great look out of it.
The Suns have had 2 chances at the line already, making them both.
And their success rate on the season, right around 77%.
When you start talking about experience, you talk about Coach Snyder. He coached at the college level, the minor league level, overseas, and now in the NBA. He brings a lot of experience to this game for the Utah Jazz.
Back to Hood. Hayward up top. He's covered by Warren. Clock at 4. Hayward kicks to Hill. Poked away. But they get it back. The pass to Gobert. Back to Hood. Left side Favors. Outside Hood. Jazz passing it around. Back to Favors. Hayward on the wing. He's covered by Warren. And Quinn Snyder, a former point guard at Duke and a lot of stops in his coaching career. He's learned under some greats.
Yeah, this is his coaching tree that he's learned under. Coach K, Greg Popovich, Mike D'Antoni, just to name a few. His experience learning so many different systems has bode well for him.
Now here's Bledsoe. After Gordon Hayward's miss, great look, but off the mark.
It has not been an easy quarter for him offensively, but I like that he's staying aggressive.
Hill kicks to Favors. Favors with a screen on Booker. Hayward from outside. And it's Hayward again missing. The Suns trailing. Booker in the corner. Bledsoe right side. That doesn't go either for Bledsoe.
And he's been way off the mark this quarter. It's been ugly.
Hayward outside. To end the drought. Out to Hood. The Jazz with another miss.
Tell you what, the defense got lucky there because you know he can hit it from mid-range.
No good from Booker. Utah's gone 1 of 3 from beyond the arc so far in the game. Hood kicks to Hayward. Fader on the way. And it's Hayward again missing.
No other way to put it. Just a poor shooting performance for him. But luckily, his teammates have picked up the slack.
You really have to be careful with Gobert lurking around. He'll send it back.
Stolen by Warren. Feeds to Bledsoe. Back to Warren. Pass to Chandler. And you can count it. He'll go to the line with a chance to make it 3.
How about that one? Able to maintain control and finish the play.
So for the Suns, Alex Len's checked in for P.J. Tucker. Barbosa comes in for Warren. And it's Brandon Knight in for Eric Bledsoe. Free throw, Chandler. And Smitty, we have a question sent in by one of our viewers. This is from Quinn up in Green Bay, Wisconsin. He asks, they were wondering what you'd like to do in the offseason to decompress from basketball, to get away from it.
You know, physically, I like to do a little yoga, like to swim, and I think something challenging. I love to play golf because that humbles me. I'm still not good at it, Kevin, but I keep going at it.
And you have fun doing it.
I do. I have a lot of fun. You know why? No scorecard. Not at all.
But once a competitor, always, right? You can't lose that edge.
No, not at all. So that's the one thing I like about it is me versus the ball versus the hole, and they're winning right now.
Yeah, just frustrated by their lack of production offensively, and I can't blame them. I mean, they're getting the looks, but the shots just aren't falling.
They should consider trying to get closer to the basket. Right now, the shots they are attempting are just clanking off the basket.
And now we go to the 2K leaderboard. What a season it's been for these teams on the offensive glass. The Suns 5th.
And just having a terrific year on the offensive glass, it's because everybody buys in. Not just the big men, but even the guards are getting in on the act.
Pass to Exum. Here's Lyles. And Matt kicks to Lyles. To the inside. Stolen by Len. Barbosa dishes to Booker. And that one, good. Booker's got his 3rd basket of the night.
Oh, I love that dish down low.
Kicks to Exum. Passes it to Lyles. Here's Ingles. His last outing, he had 8 points. Lock at 6. Exum. No good, unable to end this run. Suns leading by 4. Booker the pass tonight. There's the dish to Barbosa. Len, a screen. It's Leandro Barbosa on the way. He's covered by Matt. Knight for 3. Ingles with the rebound. Jazz trail by 4. And stolen by Knight. The feed now to Booker. It's not going to go for him. So Utah will take it the other way. They come into this one having outplayed the Magic last game.
Proficient in that game at the offensive end of the floor. I mean, their passing was dynamic and their shot selection was superb.
Just a flawless execution in how they attacked on offense. Couldn't have asked for a better result.
And a nice job here early of establishing an inside presence.
He dishes it to Knight. Chandler kicks to Len. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot two. That's on Dante Exum. Suns have been solid at the line so far. 4 for 4.
Now, gentlemen, two shots. Roof shots.
The first one falls. Both free throws good from Len. Jazz trail by 4. Johnson outside. Nice ball movement by Utah. He kicks to Ingles. Right wing. 6 on the shot clock. Lets it go from deep. And Joe Johnson gets the 3. Johnson's got himself on the board with 3 there.
And really, how about the quick release on that triple there, because he's given up a lot of height in that matchup.
He has to have a quick trigger when he's facing a size mismatch as big as the one he had right there.
Now here's Booker. He picked up 39 points in their last one against San Antonio.
Even though he got fouled a lot, he never lost any of his aggressiveness. He kept making free throws, and in the process, really frustrated the D.
These are his 3rd and 4th free throw attempts of the game.
And really a big factor in their win last time out was his work at the line.
Now, gentlemen, two shots. Roof shots.
And the first one at the line is good. He hits one, then misses the second attempt from the free throw line.
And trailing here in the early going, too many careless fouls, and they're giving up a lot of trips to the line.
Dishes it to Exum. Johnson sets the screen for Exum. Puts up a 3, and it's Johnson that time on the assist by Exum. 6 points for Joe Johnson.
Yeah, there's 6 points on consecutive 3 balls. They're finding holes now in the D.
Knight with it. He's been patient so far. Nothing yet on the scoreboard. And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2.
Nice work to get it inside and draw the contact.
The Suns have been coming through at the charity stripe. They've made 7 of their 8 attempts.
Shooting 2.
And the first one drops. Both free throws good from Len. Utah with the ball. They trail by 1. It's 9 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. Now here's Matt. A look at his stats. He averages a bit over 8 points a game.
They've been sensational on the backboard to start this game.
Barbosa dishes tonight. Booker outside. He's off on that one. So at the end of 1 quarter of play, still a close game. Suns lead by 1. Let's take a quick break now, and then it's on to the second quarter after this. And Eric Bledsoe, off the charts athleticism, skills out the door. He talks about the thing he's focusing on most.
The main one is making the playoffs. You know, we fall short every year. And that was pretty much, for me, a big thing I kind of, held on to once the season was over. I put in a lot of work, and, it's paying off, right now.
Raw but ultra-talented when he entered the league, Bledsoe now seems ready to take on that full responsibility, guys.
Yeah, I mean, he played in the shadow of John Wall in college, Chris Paul with the Clippers, but now Bledsoe has a chance to cast his own shadow.
Thanks again for joining us, and welcome back to our special Martin Luther King Day presentation of the NBA. And from what we've seen, guys, from the Suns, what are you thinking so far?
I just really like what we're seeing from a defensive standpoint, forcing a lot of turnovers with those quick hands.
Everyone on the court just has an eye for what the offense is going to do next, and that's beautiful to watch.
Bledsoe and Knight, the playmaking guard set. Chris is out there with P.J. Tucker, and it's Len in at the 5. So that's the Suns' 5 as we get into the second quarter.
And when you watch Eric Bledsoe, I mean, sometimes it's mind-boggling to believe he's only 6'1". I mean, he plays several inches taller, and he's not afraid to take it at big guys. I mean, he's got that incredible wingspan, which obviously helps along with the athletic ability. But, I think he's starting to show people that he can man the helm in terms of that point guard position. And the real question is going to be, can he stay healthy over the course of a season? Because the talent is unquestioned.
Mack, good.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
And here is Knight. He's got 5. To the middle, deflects the pass. Chris gets to the rim for 2 with the D all over him. And the Suns lead by 2.
And it seemed like they couldn't get anything to fall in that opening quarter, but you can just feel the momentum starting to shift.
Johnson kicks to Exum. Now here's Bledsoe. Tight defense on him. He feeds it to Knight. And there's the 3-second violation. And a chance here to take a look at the shooting chart.
Well, you have to give him credit because he's done everything he can to help contribute, but it doesn't appear to be in the cards for him tonight. A lot of strange releases, and he just isn't the same efficient scorer that we're used to seeing.
Utah has gone 3 of 7 tonight from three-point territory. And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, Utah has turned a corner, establishing its identity under Quinn Snyder as a youthful, defensive-minded team. Coach Snyder said, our players have gotten better. Our team has gotten better. There was a connectivity and a defensive mindset that was bubbling beneath the surface. The habits were there. The intensity was there. Things have just clicked. Kevin?
All right, D.A., they're on the rise. So Utah going with an almost entirely new group here. Rudy Gobert, he's checked in for Johnson. Hayward comes in for Joe Ingles. Hood's checked in for Mack. And it's Hill in for Dante Exum. And motivation is such a key component for being a successful coach. Steve, how hard is it, you think, for a coach to consistently connect with this team over the course of the season and a lot of times deliver the same message over and over again?
It's hard. You got to be creative. And I think also you got to build the right culture where guys buy in. But they have to buy into what you're selling. You got to be true to who you are, great character and great trust. And also you can't waver. And when the coaches start wavering, players start to see that and feel that.
They know it, don't they?
And it goes south.
They smell blood. They know that a coach is not standing on a solid foundation.
Right.
The Suns have gone 9 of 10 from the line, so making the most of their chances.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
That free throw good from Len. So he gets them both. Second quarter of play with almost 3 minutes gone. Now Hill. A good portion of the scoring has come from him. He averages more than 18 points a game. On its way from Hayward for 2. Another miss by Utah.
I guess even he has to miss one of those once in a while.
Now the pass to Bledsoe. Feeds to Tucker. Len, a screen. Just 5 to shoot. Tucker the pass tonight. Off target with his 3. Utah trailing here. For 3, Hayward. Good, and it's Hill picking up the assist. Hill's got 3 assists tonight.
The three-point stroke of Gordon Hayward is so sweet. One of his favorite shots to take.
There's a good screen. Up top, Bledsoe. A 17-point game for him in the win against San Antonio.
And no one on defense could stay in front of him. He continually got pummeled and kept getting back to the stripe.
Here's Hood after Eric Bledsoe's score. Diaw dishes to Hayward. That's going to be out of bounds. The Jazz will retain possession.
And let's review some numbers for Eric Bledsoe. He's getting around 20 points per, 6 assists, and 5 rebounds. And you know, pretty terrific numbers across the board.
Here is Hayward. 8 points for him. Hill kicks to Diaw. Pick up by Hill. Diaw the pass to Hayward. And it's Hayward again missing.
Made that shot a little harder than it had to be. No one around him. Just rise straight up and drill it.
Bledsoe against Hill. Out tonight. Clock at 6. Shoots. Tucker can't get it to go.
And he's really having all sorts of problems with his jumper right now.
And if you're the defense, you probably should sag off him right now because he's not knocking down anything.
Now here's Hayward. He's someone who's a factor on any given night, averaging more than 22 points a game.
And he's clearly just disappeared here this quarter, not making any contributions here with his offense.
You know, offense is about rhythm. He has lacked rhythm in this entire quarter.
Here's Gobert. He's coming off a 19-point game against Orlando.
You can't forget about how great he was at forcing contact and getting to the line. He racked up a lot of easy points at the line that way.
Hill, no good. The Suns have gone 4 of 8 so far here in the second quarter. Here's Tucker. Hits the front of the rim and out.
He is so out of his element right now. Hasn't made a shot all quarter. I feel for him.
Nice shot by Gobert.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
Hill against Bledsoe. And Len has it in the corner. Pass to Tucker. Some nice ball movement here by the Suns. Here's Bledsoe. Pass to Chris. Knocked loose. It's stolen by Hill. To the paint. It's tipped. Bledsoe outside. Inside. Here's Len. Good, and Bledsoe gets the assist. Land's got it all tied up now for Phoenix. Utah's gone 1 of 3 from way outside since the start of the second quarter. Diaw, the screen. Was shot by Hayward, wide open. It's good from long range. Hayward's got a pair of triples in the second out for the Jazz. And first time out of the game called for Phoenix. Their last game, a win against San Antonio, looking to carry that into this one.
And how about the game plan that was constructed for that one? I mean, it was apparent how powerless the D was to stop it.
Really, a combination of smart coaching and even better execution. When you have that, the game comes easily to you.
Phoenix making some changes. Tyson Chandler is checked in for Alex Len. Warren comes in for P.J. Tucker. And it's Barbosa in for Eric Bledsoe. And Utah with a change here, too. Favors is checked in. And here are the Suns now. It's a three-point game. Here's Barbosa. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. Chris pass to Barbosa for three. Phoenix no good that time either. Jazz have gone 7 of 13 from the field since the start of the second. What is amazing to me about Leandro Barbosa is that he looks so out of control, Steve, when he attacks the rim, but he manages to finish the play with such calmness. It makes you think it was controlled chaos on the drive.
That's totally right. Barbosa is one of those guys, you call him beat because of his quickness. He's gone. He uses angles very well. Not as quick as he used to be, but one beat is faster than most guys in the NBA.
And Utah making a change here. Lyles checked in. Knight against Hill. 5 to shoot. Barbosa kicks to Knight. And the Suns miss again. Utah leading by 6. And they have certainly been looking locked in offensively.
They sure have, staying aggressive and playing under control.
Three-pointer, Hayward. Here's Lyles. And he makes no mistake on the slam dunk.
And just another example, Kevin, of how they built this lead, just outworking.
Greg, that was definitely an effort play right there. You talk about that all the time, fighting to get proper position, then slamming home the putback.
Sheer hustle and will out there. He wanted the ball more, and he went up and got it with some style.
Utah's gone past the three-point line for 13 of their shots, 6 of 13. And there's the call on Gordon Hayward. That's his first foul. They've been looking out of sync offensively.
And they need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
Barbosa kicks to Chandler. And it's good, 2 points. Chandler's got his second bucket tonight.
And guys, they continue to put a lot of pressure on the interior defenders with their work down low.
Passes it to Lyles. Hayward outside, inside. Barbosa with it. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game. Kicks it to Warren. There's the pick. Shot clock at 6. Layup off the pick. Chris can't hit.
A good job by him on the glass here tonight. +8 in that department.
And that one's good by Favors.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
Outside Knight. Hill kicks to Hood, all alone. Good, and it's Hill picking up the assist. Hill's got 6 assists now in the game.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today, ending with a basket coming off a pretty pass?
Steve, you played in an era of Michael Jordan where the dunk was probably the most exciting single play in basketball, but now with the rise of Steph Curry and Klay Thompson and the ability to hit from anywhere, that three-point shot has, in some people's view, overtaken the dunk as the most exciting, most skilled play in basketball. What do you think?
Kevin, fantastic question. I mean, I didn't think anything could take away from the dunk. You was talking about exciting, athletic, high rise, but Steph are shooting some of these, I would say, half-court shots. It's right there. I'm going to still have the dunk a little bit edge over the three-point shot.
Well, it's superhuman to watch with these players. And we saw it at the All-Star break with Levine and what he had done, and certainly with Gordon, Aaron Gordon. It's amazing to watch these kids jump. But the skill required to take that three-point shot and be as consistently good as you were at one time, certainly the way these historical shots of Golden State with Curry are going in, to me, it's mesmerizing.
It is. I mean, it's just phenomenal to get a chance to see these guys shoot the basketball off the dribble with range. But if I can see somebody elevate like a Vince Carter, like Zach LaVine, I think you get more excited.
I get it. I can't argue that point at all. Here's Warren, following the score by Rodney Hood. Now here is Barbosa. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. 3 on the clock. You take a second here to take a look at the shot chart.
Well, you have to think that he is going to look to go to the rim a little more often going forward because the three ball just hasn't been there. Sometimes it seems he's not getting his feet set or rushing his shooting motion, but either way, it just ain't falling.
Free throw good, Booker.
And guys, this is the way to stay in the game. They're doing a masterful job from the line. Perfect this quarter.
And good on the second, so he makes them both. Here's Mack. Here's Ingles. And Favors kicks to Mack. Nice ball movement by Utah. The dish to Barbosa. Back to Warren. Booker in the corner. The feed to Barbosa. Out to the wing. 4 on the shot clock. Three-pointer. No good from Booker.
It's almost like he's trying to make things hard on himself. You know, he's just got to slow the game down. Try to get some easy ones.
Here's Ingles. He's covered by Warren. Here's Favors. And it's Phoenix with the rebound. Chandler's got 6 rebounds now in the game. Booker dishes to Barbosa. On the wing, Booker. He's got 12. Down low. And stolen by Favors. Here's Ingles. He's covered by Warren. Again, Favors missing. Suns trail by 8. The pass to Chris. And here is Warren. He picked up 12 points in their last win against San Antonio. Chandler, the pass to Booker. Shot clock at 5. Here's Chris. Phoenix, no good that time either. Jazz leading by 8. Exum kicks to Favors. Now here's Mack. Defended by Booker. Ingles can't get it to go. The Suns shooting 35% so far in the second. They need to move the ball around more and find better looks. Johnson, he's checked in for Derek Favors. It's a 4-second differential between the shot clock and game clock. Wiles kicks to Ingles. Another miss, and they've really hit a rough patch here. Now Barbosa looking for his first basket still in this one. From deep, and no good trying to get that one.
Exum's defense is excellent, really willing himself to get over in time to put a hand in his man's face.
And the first half is now in the books. Utah out in front. They lead by 8. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Kevin, thanks. Joined by Coach Quinn Snyder. Quinn, your team is competing at a very high level. What do you think that's happening?
Well, we're trying to defend. And, we've been a little bit fortunate, too. They're missing shots. But more than anything, we just want to try to guard and make it hard on them.
Got to make them feel you. Thanks, Quinn. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of action following halftime.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
And we hope you've enjoyed our first half of action. I'm Ernie Johnson, welcoming you back. Shaquille O'Neal is right there. Kenny the Jet Smith is right there. And this here is the halftime report. Utah found themselves in a close game in the first. Some good action during the period, as it was just a one-point game at the end of one. They were in the driver's seat once we got into the second quarter. Their lead is now 8 here at the half, and they've got all the momentum on their side. And Shaq, what did you think about what we saw from Utah?
The speed they're playing with has been fantastic. They're pushing the ball in transition and catching the defense. That's snapping, Ernie. Anyway, a huge chunk of their offense has come on the break. They've got a nice lead, but they shouldn't slow anything down. I say keep doing what you do.
And Kenny, what are your thoughts on Phoenix?
It looked like they were shooting threes blindfolded. Sometimes you could get cold, but that was atrocious. It was scary. But they also looked scattered out there, and I think that disorganization was the main issue for them missing those shots. They need to establish themselves better into a better rhythm in the second half and avoid relying so heavily on the three-point shot.
And in a matter of moments, they'll be starting the third quarter. Kevin Harlan standing by. See you, folks.
The streets around this beautiful arena in downtown Phoenix, the home of the Suns. And welcome back to the 2K Sports broadcast of the NBA, celebrating Martin Luther King Day. Jazz leading by 8. Checking out the group for Quinn Snyder to start the second half. A tall wing pair with Hood at the 2 and Hayward at the small forward. Favors and Gobert the defensive big man pair. And it's Hill in at the point guard. Now here's Favors. He dishes it to Hayward. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Hits the three-point bomb.
That's the kind of strength that Hayward has, knowing how to bury shots in the face of some pretty stiff defense. Gordon Hayward has always been a good NBA athlete, but now he's starting to get bigger and stronger over the years and being able to finish through contact in the lane.
Now here is Hill, following the miss by Eric Bledsoe. Gobert the screen. Chandler with the steal. Booker dishes to Bledsoe. Booker the pass to Bledsoe. Over in the corner, Warren. Pass to Chris. It's deflected. It's stolen by Gobert. Here's Hayward, and a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2. T.J. Warren picks one up. And Hayward, for his size and strength, moves his feet pretty well defensively.
2.
Yeah, underrated defender. They say he plays a lot of tennis. That's where he gets his lateral quickness from.
Gordon Hayward, Smitty, the complete arsenal offensively.
Yes, he shoots with range. He can slice into the lane. He has a great knack for making plays off the dribble. He plays with the basketball and off, and also he can defend.
Hayward hits them both.
The former Butler Bulldog Gordon Hayward is a guy who can play 2 to 3 positions thanks to his terrific versatility.
Okay, well, let's check in with David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sidelines.
Well, guys, the Utah Jazz is one of the up-and-coming teams in the West, and it was a system-wide commitment to young players. The younger teams tend to struggle, but head coach Quinn Snyder said he's committed to letting his players learn through their mistakes. He said it may be painful at times, but that's how we get better. In a lot of things, the only way to learn is through experience. Guys,
they're catching on quickly, thanks, D.A.
Good little two-man action there, but they just can't get the shot to fall.
All you ask for is execution, and those shots will fall later.
Now here's Booker. 12 points for him. Here's Bledsoe. That doesn't go either for Bledsoe.
And you know what? He's just not on his game, no doubt about it. Their deficit isn't totally on him, but he has not been an asset for his team.
Here is Favors. He kicks to Hill. This one for 3. Drains it from beyond the arc. Hill's got 5 now.
And really, as the three-pointers keep dropping, you get the sense that the frustration is mounting for the defense.
Bledsoe kicks to Booker. Great D that time from Hood.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
Back to Hayward. Hood kicks to Hill. The second effort. Hood dishes to Gobert. The Jazz working the ball around now. And Hayward with the stuff.
When Hayward is tearing it up from the field, you have to keep getting him the ball. He can score wherever he wants as long as he gets the ball in a good spot.
Timeout called, the Suns.
The wheels have come off a little bit leading up to this timeout. He is taking some low percentage shots, and it's killing the flow of their offense. More motion, more ball movement, that should lead to better looks for him and for the entire team.
P.J. Tucker, he's checked in for Phoenix. And now let's bring you the list of the top three-point shooting teams over the course of the past 10 games. The 4th spot held by the Jazz.
The way they space the floor is why they get so many open three-pointers. It's all about how they consistently move around the court.
Suns trail by 16. Bledsoe with it. He has 6. And Tucker has it in the corner. Good, and Bledsoe gets the assist. Bledsoe's got 3 assists tonight.
He was just way too open there. Of course he's going to make the defense pay for letting him shoot from there.
Now here is Hill. He's got 5. Hayward passes to Hill. Favors with the screen. 5 on the clock. Hayward from outside. Chandler with the rebound. Chandler's got rebound number 9 now. What an effort here tonight. Bledsoe kicks to Booker. Dishes it to Chandler. Here's Tucker. Another 3 for Phoenix.
His eyes just lit up as soon as he realized he was wide open from outside. The defense has to do a much better job.
Outside Favors. It's back to Hill. Gobert the screen. Hayward lays it up and in on the nice reverse. Hayward's got 9 points here in the second half. Here's Bledsoe. Very solid contribution from him as he averages over 20 points a game. Wow, way off on that one.
They've shown some strength in the paint today. Their work on the boards has been impressive.
Hood gets the bucket.
The precise passing ability of Hayward, really a luxury for this team.
And here's Bledsoe. He's got 6. The 3. Another 3 for Phoenix.
It looks like he took that last 3 a little personal.
I think so. A little bit of a little payback. Great back and forth between these two fellas.
Now here's Hayward. A 12-point game. Favors dishes to Hood. Favors sets the pick for Hood. Hayward passes to Favors. And the shot counts. He's fouled, and it's a chance for a 3-point play.
It takes a lot of skill to get whacked and still complete the basket. Luckily, Favors is a super talented player who does this regularly.
Some changes for Phoenix. Alex Len comes in
Mind
for
the lanes.
Chandler.
Mind
And
the
Knight
lanes.
subbed in for Chris.
One shot.
Boris Diaz checked in for the Jazz.
You know, the shooting ability of Derek Favors combined with his size makes him a hard matchup for most defenses.
Len a screen. Bledsoe kicks to Booker. He feeds it to Tucker. Bledsoe outside. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. And for a while, people weren't sure if Eric Bledsoe could be a true point guard for a team. I think the way he has played, though, Greg, the last year or two, has dispelled any of those concerns in that area.
Yeah, I agree. Maybe not a double-digit assist guy at any point, but you don't need him to be. He does so much else on the offensive end and still gives you good assist totals and, more importantly, creates scoring chances and rebounds well for his position.
Smitty, the replay system becoming more and more a factor for NBA officiating these days. What do you think of the way it's playing out?
You know, I like it, Kevin. The only part I have a problem with is how much time is taken. I think they can get to an answer quickly. I'd be okay with it.
So you think it's slowing down the game unnecessarily?
Yeah, I think so a little bit. On certain plays, it's obvious what the call is. I think they got to get right to it.
He hits both from the stripe. Utah leading by 13. Now Hill. He's got 5. Diaw sets the pick for Hill. Diaw, the screen. Just 5 to shoot. Here's Johnson. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2.
I tell you what, he earned his money on that foul.
And he's got his first free throw of the game.
Yeah, it's good to see him with his free throw percentage up over 80.
And he knocks down the first one.
Impeccable from the line since halftime.
He's perfect from the line this time. Suns trail by 15. Timeout called. The Suns.
Guard it.
And a moment here to see the numbers for Hill. Averaging about 18 points per, 4 assists, and 3 rebounds. And just look at those scoring totals. He's been doing what he does best, putting points on the board.
And here are the Suns now. Down by 15. Feeds it to Booker. Good, and Bledsoe gets the assist. 14 points for Devin Booker.
Beautiful pass that helped set up his teammate perfectly.
Now here's Exum. Defense is right there. Johnson outside. Pass to Hayward. Back to Johnson. Lets it go from 11. No good on the shot. A bit long that time.
You know, they don't score on that shot, but they're going to be happy with those kinds of possessions.
Back to Bledsoe. Hill pulls it in. Hill's got 4 rebounds in this game. Passes to Diaw. The Jazz working the ball around now. Johnson kicks to Hayward. Buries the long-range jumper. Hayward's got 12 now in this quarter.
Well, he's doing what keeps them ahead, and he's been doing it all quarter, respecting the hot streak.
Chandler with the screen on Hill. And Booker kicks to Knight. The dish to Tucker. 5 to shoot. Here's Bledsoe. That doesn't go either for Bledsoe. Jazz leading by 16. Diaw dishes to Exum. Johnson the screen. Deep 2 from Hill. And Utah again with the bucket.
That's where Hill really excels as a shooter in those catch and shoot opportunities.
Out tonight. Over to the wing. 3-pointer. Tucker can't get it to go. Utah has gone 4 of 6 from three-point land since the start of the second half. Diaw with it. Hayward outside. Lets it go from deep. Rebounded by Tucker.
Surprising. He usually puts the dagger in your heart. That wide open from 3.
Now here's Knight. He has 5. Wants to get it to Booker and does. And Hayward with the block. And it goes out of bounds. That one off Hayward. Leandro Barbosa. He's checked in for Eric Bledsoe. Then for the Jazz, Joe Ingles comes in for Gordon Hayward. And Shelvin Max subbed in for George Hill. Suns trail by 18. Here's Knight. He averages more than 12 points a game. That's some dependable production.
And that evened things out. He had a 3 early in the first half, now gets 1 in the second.
To the inside. And Diaw with the basket on the assist by Exum. Diaw's got 5.
And an open path to the hoop there. Easy bucket. We've seen that far too many times today.
That explains the gap on the scoreboard. Attacking offense against a defense that's far too relaxed.
A nice shot by Booker.
I like that he's attacking this quarter and choosing his shots wisely.
Exum kicks to Diaw. And here is Mack. Lets it go with a 3. Rebounded by Tucker. Now Knight. Chandler outside. Kicks it to Tucker. Puts up a 3. Another 3 for Phoenix.
Wow, something's brewing, guys. The three-pointers just continue to flow.
Johnson kicks to Exum. And there's the feed to Mack. The pass to Diaw. Phoenix grabs the miss.
That was a huge face-off at the rim. 2 great competitors. Defense took it.
Outside Knight. Back to Barbosa. That's good. The assist that time from Knight. Knight's got 3 assists now in this one.
And all of a sudden, the shots now falling in bunches. The complexion of this game has completely changed.
Yeah, reason why they have found their shooting stroke. Their offense is clicking.
Out of bounds, Phoenix takes possession. While we have a moment here, let's reveal the teams that have been holding opponents to the fewest points this month. The Jazz, number 1.
Their defense has really improved over the last month, guys. They have really guarded the lane extremely well.
We've got 1:23 left in the third quarter. Chandler, a screen. Pass to Booker. Goes up at the stripe. Exum pulls it in.
He had all the room he needed to get the shot off, just couldn't find the bottom of the net.
Johnson outside. To the left wing. Ingles. And the three ball is good. Ingles has got 5 now.
He was just way too open there. Of course he's going to make the defense pay for letting him shoot from there.
Dishes to Barbosa. Back to Knight. To the wing right side. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline. Feeds it to Diaw. Johnson with it. Now Chandler defending. Pass to Diaw. Nice ball movement by Utah. Johnson sets the screen for Exum. Diaw the pass to Johnson. It's good. The assist that time from Diaw. He's got 12.
And after really leaning on that three-point shot in the first half, seeming like they're just getting away from it here in the second. More of the shots coming from the interior.
Knight with it. 5 points in the game. There's the pick. Here's Booker. He got it up that time, but it wouldn't fall for him. Well, through 3 quarters of play, down double digits, it may be difficult to overcome. Jazz lead by 15. And after a quick break, we're going to come right back with the start of the fourth quarter. Thanks again for joining us, and welcome back to our special Martin Luther King Day presentation of the NBA. Suns trail by 15. Bledsoe teams up with Booker in the backcourt. Chris is out there with P.J. Tucker, and it's Warren in at the 3 spot. So that's the lineup on the floor for the Suns. Now, here's Warren. Utah with the rebound. Gobert's got double-digit rebounds now in the game. Hill dishes to Hood. Bledsoe against Hill. He kicks it to Gobert. Rebound by the Suns. Tucker's got 5 rebounds tonight. Back to Bledsoe. Warren sets the pick for Bledsoe. Booker with no one around. Good, and Bledsoe gets the assist. 21 points for Devin Booker.
You know, the defense has got to do a much better job of fighting over those screens.
You know, that job of getting through screen is not pretty, but somebody has to do it.
Now, here is Hill. Passes it to Lyles. Here's Ingles. It's hauled in by the Suns.
Well, he's trying to help put the game out of reach. Instead, his poor shooting is keeping the other side in this.
Bledsoe kicks to Booker. Back to Bledsoe. Takes the 13-footer. Goes back up. Chris can't hit.
Okay, there's attack mode, and then there's I best pull this back out mode.
And a wide open look for Hood. Hits the three-point bomb.
Hood's ability to space out the floor is huge. If he's squaring up from outside, the D has to close out.
Suns trail by 16. Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
For Utah, they've gone 1 of 3 from the field to start the fourth quarter. Ingles passes to Lyles. Gobert the screen. Hood for 3. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Hood. Derek Favors checked in for Utah. Phoenix with the ball. They've played a great fourth quarter defensively, allowing only 3 points. Bledsoe against Hill. The dish now to Warren. Bledsoe outside. Gobert with the block.
You know what? He's just stone cold right now. Really not sure if he's their best option offensively as they try to get back in this game.
He delivered that pass right on the spot to his teammate who was on the move.
And over 2.5 minutes in the books here in the fourth. Bledsoe against Hood. To the paint. It's stolen by Gobert. Outside Hood. Pulls it up. They get it back. Favors. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2.
When Favors has the rock near the basket, the defense is on edge. They have no choice sometimes but to get physical with him from that range.
That one is off. And Utah making a change here. Hayward's checked in. And he's good on the second.
Yeah, and their free throw shooting has really improved here in the second half.
And we're about 3 minutes into the fourth quarter. Here's the screen. Back to Bledsoe. Booker outside. Shot clock at 6 to stop the run. Shot's good by Bledsoe.
I have no clue how he got that shot to fall, but I'm sure he'll take it.
Jazz leading by 18. Favors with a screen on Bledsoe. Favors sets the pick for Hill. Hayward outside. The 3. That shot is off. And Phoenix will come the other way. And Tucker has it in the corner. That 3 off the mark.
A three-point marksman. He couldn't have asked for a better look. Sometimes it just doesn't go down.
Outside Favors. Gobert the screen. Kicks to Hayward. That's tipped. Gobert dishes to Hill. No problems knocking that one down.
Really smoking the Nets now after a difficult time shooting in the first half.
Suns trail by 20. Inside. Outside for Bledsoe. He dishes it to Warren. Steve is a player who spent so many years in the league. Were career milestones such as 10,000 points or 500 games played a big deal to a player at all those individual milestone numbers?
No, not those type of numbers, Kevin. I think more importantly, the number of years you played. And I think for a lot of guys, how many wins you have. I think those are the numbers you really
All-star
look at.
appearances?
Sometimes all-star, yeah.
And certainly championships.
Championships for sure.
And you've got one. And you've got
one and one.
A nice shot by Tucker.
You know, as ice cold as he was in the first half, that's how hot he has been since the break. No one can match up with him right now.
Now here is Hill. Hayward outside. Chris with the rebound. Chris has got 5 rebounds tonight. And Booker kicks to Bledsoe. There's the pick. He feeds it to Warren. The pass to Chris. Near the three-point line, it's Bledsoe. Rebounded by Hood. Hood's got his 5th rebound in this one. Gobert the screen. Here's Hill. And here's Gobert. Hayward on the wing. Here's the three. Connects from three-point range. Hayward's got 15 points here in the second half.
In the first half, he got wild and loose from beyond the arc. Now he's hit 3 more since. Remarkable.
Now Bledsoe. Chris pass to Bledsoe. Launches a three. Excellent D there from Hill.
He's just gone stone cold this period, and it's bringing the rest of the team down.
Gobert with a screen on Warren. And he was camped in the lane there, and he gets the 3-second call. Well, we've always known that height gives an advantage in basketball. A lot of teams now are concerned about things that we've never really talked about before. The length of hands, your arm span, your wingspan. That plays a role now with a lot of these teams and how they draft, how they make a roster.
Yeah, totally, Kevin, because on the defensive end, you have a lot of these guys that can switch. I remember playing against Scottie Pippen and Michael Jordan. They were so long out front. It helps and makes a difference.
But your arm span is long. That had to play a role.
Not bad.
Oh, it's good. I like it.
Yeah, not bad.
Yeah. Jazz leading by 20. Hill kicks to Hood. Favors with the screen. Favors sets the pick for Hood. It's back to Hill from the arc. Rebound by the Suns. Chris has got 6 rebounds in the game.
Yeah, nothing wrong with fighting for the rebound, but he gets nailed with the over-the-back call.
Phoenix has gotten just 1 of 4 three-pointers to go down for them here in the fourth. Chandler is screen. At the elbow, it's Warren. It's stolen by Gobert.
Just another example of losing concentration. His 4th turnover of the evening. He has to start protecting the ball better.
Not shy from outside. There's no doubt about that. Spreading the floor and getting them up.
Chandler is screen. Up top, Warren. There's the feed to Booker. The 3-ball. And Derek Favors pulls it down. The Jazz have gone only 6 of 14 from the field in the fourth. Hill with it. Favors with the screen. Now here's Hood. Here's Gobert. And there's the call on Chandler. Well, the league last summer decided to implement new rules, Steve, to discourage the hack-a-shack intentional fouling. What'd you think?
You know what I like, Kevin, to see if we can get to a number during all quarters. If you get to a number, say, 15 team fouls. After that, no matter who it is, it's 2 shots and the ball. I think that will limit the hack-a-shack rule.
Possession would be a big factor.
Would be huge.
Yes. Here's Bledsoe. Derek Favors making his last shot. Pass to Booker. Shot off the pick. Chandler controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
And those second chance points really become almost like bonus points when you can get them.
Here's Hood. Gobert the screen. Hill has the open look from outside off the mark.
A shot he knows he needs to make when the defense sags off him. Still a little inconsistent from out there.
Out to the right wing. Warren kicks to Booker. Suns moving the ball around. Just 5 on the clock. Bledsoe for 3. Rebound, Utah. Gobert's got 12 rebounds here tonight. Big time effort.
Awfully hard to get back into the game when one of your key shooters is this ice cold and has been all quarter.
Now here's Hood. Hayward outside. Shot from the wing. And it comes off the front of the rim. Dishes it to Chandler. Pass to Chris. Bledsoe with it. Now defended by Hayward. To the inside. It's stolen by Hill. Feeds it to Gobert. It's back to Hill. He kicks it to Hayward. Left side, Hood. Just 5 to shoot. Down low. And that one goes in as he is fouled. It'll be 3 points if he converts at the line.
1 shot.
That's where majority of Favors points come from. So effective from the interior area of the floor.
A big group substitution here for Phoenix. Alex Lenz checked in for Chris. Dudley comes in for T.J. Warren. Leandro Barbosa, he's checked in for Devin Booker. And it's Brandon Knight in for Eric Bledsoe. So Utah going with an almost entirely new group here. Boris Diaz checked in for Rudy Gobert. Johnson comes in for Gordon Hayward. Max checked in for Hood. And it's Dante Exum in for Hill. Now here's Knight. Well, all over the league, we're seeing more and more teams rely on analytics and data for decision making. How do you think, Smitty, the data affects the way the modern NBA game is run by the front offices?
You know, I think it's too much at times, Kevin, and sometimes I challenge it. I think when you're scouting a player coming out of college, I think it's great. But I think sometimes I've challenged. Some people say, well, Smitty, you never posted up on the left block.
Right.
That was Tim Duncan's block. I cannot have
That's why you couldn't go on the left.
I'm not going to have the same numbers on a certain block because, guys, the guys you play with kind of dictates where you score from on the floor.
That one misses for Favors. Phoenix has gotten some tough luck from three-point range. In the fourth quarter, they've hit just 1 of 6 from deep.
Well, guys, this was never really a contest, just a total obliteration, if you will. And you can safely say mission accomplished now for the Jazz.
You don't see this kind of a blowout often, but tonight this is a quality win across the board to deliver out this kind of punishment.
They definitely never changed the approach. They just kept after it and showed they were clearly the better team in just about every single category.
And so the hard work and effort paying off tonight, putting another win in the books. That'll be win number 27.
And as usual, great numbers and a dominant display for Gordon Hayward. He was doing everything right, and the points came in bunches. Definitely had the hot hand. And guys, it's going to take something very good from the D to stop him from that range, and that was not going to get it done.
Now here's Mack. To the middle. Len grabs the board.
And you saw how quick the defense was. They were ready for him. They got the hand in the face there and made that much more difficult.
That kind of tier defense is crucial to any team's success. Gotta defend the paint.
And they're clearly finishing strong here, but not enough time to pull it out.
You're right. They're not going quietly. They're going to keep battling to the very end no matter what the score is.
And so it's Utah easily grabbing the win. To come into an opponent's building and dominate the way they did tonight says, I think, Greg, an awful lot about this team.
I guess they don't need home cooking to feel at home. I mean, Kevin, just a masterful performance all the way around.
And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Here with Gordon Hayward. Gordon, great effort for you guys tonight, and you get the win.
We did. We guarded extremely well. All-around effort by everybody. Great game. I thought we really moved the ball. Great win.
Excellent inside-out defense, Gordon. Congratulations. Back to you, Kevin.
David, thank you as always. Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Greg Anthony, Steve Smith, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. Now we send you to the award-winning Ernie Johnson, who's standing by in our studio.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Thank you, Kevin. Now it's time to present our Jordan Player of the Game, Gordon Hayward.
The energy that Gordon Hayward plays with is always what jumps out at me. He works nonstop, whether it's in transition or in the half court. He's always grinding, and it doesn't hurt that he can light it up from the outside either. Great ball game for him tonight.
He put his stamp on the game in a big way with his long-range shooting. 7 3-point shots. I don't know if that was part of their plan going in, or when he got hot, they just decided to keep going to him. But it certainly worked out.
And that is a wrap, everybody. Thanks for joining us this evening. For Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith, Kevin Harlan, the entire 2K Sports crew, this is Ernie Johnson. See you again soon.